again, this is Shi'ur 6, part B of Shi'ur 6. We had Shitat Rabbeina, and now we are going to, the first Shita was that Hakol Shochatin means Hakol Beki'in, Afal Pi She'enam Muhzakin. The Ika de Amle is going to be Hakol Shochatin, Muhzakin, Afal Pi She'en Beki'in. Right? The opposite. So I'll read it, Shalomo.
Good.
ואיכא דאמרי רבנה אמר הכי קטנה הכל שוחטין הכל מוחזקין שוחטין. Anybody who's muhzak, that he knows how to do a proper shechita. Muhzakin אף על פי שאין מומחין. And this muhzakin, it means even though he's not mumche in the laws of shechita, we rely on the chazakah that he knows how to do a proper shechita. And lechatechila he may do shechita. That's a chidush. Hakol shochati. How do we define muhzakin? ששחטו לפנינו שניים ושלושה פעמים ולא נתעלף. אבל לא שחט לפנינו שניים ושלושה פעמים, לא ישחוט, שמא יתעלף. Now, when we say הכל שוחטין, and we say הכל מוחזקין שוחטין, what do we mean by מוחזקין? The answer is that he did shachita 2 or 3 times, and he didn't pass out. What does it mean by 2 or 3 times? Is it 2 times or is it 3 times? If he did it 2 times, is it considered hazakah, or is it 3 times considered hazakah? So famous Masekhet Masekhet Yevamot, Rabbeinu HaKadosh and Rabban Shimon Gamliel. Rabban Shimon Gamliel says bitlata v'chazaka. Rabbeinu HaKadosh says bitrea v'chazaka. So whenever it says shenam u'shosha pa'amim, l'shitat Rabbeinu HaKadosh shenei pa'amim, shete pa'amim. I'm sorry. L'shitat Rabban Shimon Gamliel shalosh pa'amim. You understand? So whatever you consider a hazakah, you consider a hazakah, and based upon that, you determine how many times does a person need to do shachita in order for his shachita to be considered appropriate, right? So again, akol shochatin, that is muhzak, and therefore, if he's muhzak, he can do shachita lechatachila, afal pish and bekim. Let's say comes a person and he does shachita, right? He's not muhzak, right? A person comes and he does shachita. What's the law there? He shouldn't do shachita. No. Get away from my animal. I don't want you doing shachita on my animal. Okay. Right. Ve'im shachat. But let's say the person did shachita. Ve'amar bari li shelo nit'alafti. He says, I know for a fact that I didn't pass out. Shechitato keshera. The shechita is valid. Right? Why? Because you asked him, did you pass out? We can rely on him. When he says "Bari li," we rely on his claim that he didn't pass out. Now, I want to explain to you why this Ika de Amre is important. Why does Rabbeinu have an Ika de Amre? Why Ika de Amre? What's wrong with the first Shita?
Yeah.
You understand my question? What's wrong with the first shita? And I'm going to explain to you now. The secret is here. In the first shita of Ravina, he says, Akol beki'im shochatin. What is a baki? A baki is a person who knows the laws of shechita. If a baki is a person who knows the laws of shechita, why would you say, Hus mechiru shoteh v'katan? Obviously, a shoteh doesn't know the laws of shechita, right?
Yeah.
What do you need to know? What do you have to say? Hus mechir shoteh v'katan. Well, obviously, hus mechir shoteh v'katan.
But I get 1 second. If you're used to be a hacham and not to do shechita, and then you became a shoteh.
No.
I don't know. Okay.
No.
Or even if you're a hacham, but it's Purim, let's say, I don't know,
but there's a problem. You understand? It's not an elegant explanation. Once you say hakol beki'in shochatim, it excludes cheresh shoteh v'katan. That's why it's not an elegant. It doesn't work so nicely. Now with this explanation, when you say hakol muhzakin shochatin, you solve the problem. You could say chus mecheres shoteh v'katan. Why cheres shoteh v'katan? No, even if they can do shechita without passing out, why not? Because here we're chosheshin. Shemeh yishu, shemeh yidresu, shemeh yachalidu. Right? So it's a more elegant. I think that's the reason why you need the ikad amre, because it's more elegant. When you say muhzakin, but in that case we're chosheshin, shemeh yishu, shemeh yachalidu, shemeh yidresu. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let me continue.
Isn't the idea here that the guy doesn't know, but because we feel that he's doing it without shehiyah or halida or that, it's okay?
Right. But the point is that when you say hakol beki'in shochatim, it's less elegant to say chush mecheres shoteh v'katan, because beki'in by definition excludes cheres shoteh v'katan. Muhzakin doesn't necessarily exclude cheres shoteh v'katan. He could do perfect shechita, the cheresh, and yet we're chosheshin that they don't know the laws properly. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me read ikad amre. Lechulan sheshachatu ahaya, according to the ikad amre, lechulan sheshachatu ahaya, ilema cheres shoteh v'katan ala ka'eh ve'im shachatu miv'aileh ela asher muhzakin. So maybe you're going to say v'chulam sheshachatu is referring v'chulam she'en muhzakin shachatu. Maybe that's what it means. But you previously said that if a person is not muhzak, that he did shachita, it's enough if he says barili shelon ta'alafti. So then I don't need achanim ro'im otam. If it's a person that's not muhzak, mali achanim ro'im otam. Go to the person and ask him, ta'alafta lo ta'alafta. He says lo ta'alafti, it's kosher. No. The chulan sheshachatu is referring to a person who's not muhzak. Normally, we would ask him. He ran away. You can't ask him. So now we have acharim ro'im otam. You can rely on acharim ro'im otam. That's a sel lo nit'allah. You understand?
Yeah.
Now, I want to show you the structure of the sugya. This is part one of the sugya. We had the introduction, which was the discussion between Rav Chabad Rava and Rav Asher. That was the introduction. Now we have the part one of the sugya. Part one of the sugya had two parts. It had Madora Kama and it had Madora Batra. Madora Kama gave you the shita of the Baba Ula and gave you the shita of Avaya. That's two shitot. It's true that it also gave you the shita of Rava. Rava was like an Ika de Amre of Shitat Avaya. Rava wasn't talking about, we're going to see later on. Rava wasn't giving his own independent explanation. He was trying to fix the explanation of Avaya. So we have three parts. We have Baba Ula, Avaya, and then Avaya part 2 as modified by Rava. That's the Madora Kama. The Madora Batra is exactly the same thing. Rav Asher, Ravena, and the Ika de Amre of Ravena, right? The modified version of Ravena. Now, the first part starts with Shitat Rabba Ula. You don't have a kushya against it. The second part ends with Shitat Ravena. Either of them, you don't have a kushya against them. They both work. Both Shitat Ravena, they work well. There's no problem with V'chulam Sheshachatu. Okay? So now you see the full sugya, or the full part one of the sugya?
Yeah.
Right? Any questions? Anything that seems inconsistent or out of order? Okay, good. Now, you understand that part of what the Gemara wants to do. It wants to also make Pesach Halacha. So we have these different shitot, and we want to understand why the different shitot, right? Why Rabba Bar Ula, why Avayen, for example, didn't like Shitat Rabba Bar Ula. What was wrong with it? Rabba didn't like Shitat Rabba Bar Ula. What was wrong with it? Why, what is all these different back and forth? What's underlying these different shitot is really the question. So that's what we're going to do now. בכבוד. רבנה.
רבנה ורבה בגעולה כאביה ורב אשי לאמרי משום תקשיה להו.
Okay, let me read it correctly. It's a little confusing. The sentence is a confusing sentence. Ravina, the Rabba Bar Ula. Now, Ravina and Rabba Bar Ula, they're the only ones who were able to explain the Chulam Sheshachatu. Right? From the 6 explanations of the Mishnah, the only ones who there was no kashya at the end was Ravina and Rabba Bar Ula, because they were able to explain the Chulam Sheshachatu ve'acharim lo imotam. Nobody else was. So, Ravina, Rabba Bar Ula, they didn't say like Abaye and Rabba She, ke Abaye ve'Rabba She la amre mishum tekashya lehu, because it ended with a kashya. So obviously Ravina and Rabba Bar Ula are not going to accept, they're not going to reject their explanation and accept the explanation of Abaye and Rabba and Rabba She when their explanations ended with kashya. So that's simple, right?
Yeah.
Vechulan. The kashya lehu vechulam, that there was kashya. How do they explain vechulam sheshachatu ve'achirim ro'im otam? Right? Read the sentence again. Rabena.
רבנה ורבה בגעולה כאביה ורב אשי לאמרי
Why?
משום תקשיה להו וכולן.
The kashya lehu vechulam. Exactly. Vechulam. It was a kushya. How do you explain vechulam sheshachatu ve'achirim ro'im otam? You can't. So Rabena and Rabba Bar Ula, they're both like, do us a favor. We don't need your explanation. Our explanation is much better. We actually explain the Mishnah and you don't. Okay? Yes? Now the magic question. Why do we have this whole sugya? Rabba Bar Ula, Hazit, he gave us a beautiful explanation. We asked questions against his explanation. He answered the questions. Hazit, why is everybody going against Rabba Bar Ula? You understand? Now, by the way, and the way we taught the sugya, this is such a simple paragraph here. Like it's a question that needs to be asked, because we were following the whole dialogue, and it's an obvious question. Why are you all going against Rabba Bar Ula? Right? Okay. וכולו כרבה בר אולה לאמרי להך ראשונה דאמר הכה עיקר אדרבה התם עיקר דבקדשים כאה להך ראשונה דאמרת התם עיקר והכה עידת תנא טמא בחולין תנינא בטמא מקדשין טמא בחולין גופה להסתליך לחולין שנעשו על טהרת קודש לאו כקודש דמו. It's a long paragraph. I'm gonna read it slowly, and I'm gonna explain it. Kulhu. Each one of the Chachamim rejects Rabba Bar Ula. Ki Rabba Bar Ula la amre. They reject Rabba Bar Ula. Okay. Now go back to Rabba Bar Ula, and you're gonna see that there was 2 lishanot, let's say, right? Leshonot. I'm sorry, lishanot. You remember that Rabba Bar Ula, what was his explanation? Tell me what his explanation was. Hakol shochatin. What is Hakol shochatin?
אפילו
בחולין שנעשו על טהרת הקודש. אוקיי. ושחיטתן כשרה. מה זה שחיטתן כשרה? מין? בקדשים, במוקדשים, even במוקדשים, טמא ששחט קורבן, שחיטתו כשרה. Remember? הכל שוחטין לכתחילה, שוחט טמא, שוחט חולין שנעשו על טהרת הקודש. לכתחילה. בדיעבד, ושחיטתן כשרה, that even if the שוחט טמא made שחיטה על מוקדשים, Shachitatan Keshera, right? That's what we said.
Yeah.
Then we brought a question from Masekhet Zevachim. What was the question from Masekhet Zevachim?
That it should have been written in the Mishnah. It was already
written in Masekhet Zevachim. Hai tameh b'mukdashin. You said ushchitatan keshera b'di'avad is talking about tameh sheshachat mukdashin. That's explicit in Masekhet Zevachim.
okay.
So your explanation is a lovely explanation, but it's redundant. You're telling me that Rabbeinu HaKadosh encoded like a secret code. Ushchitatan keshera is secretly encoding the laws of tameh b'mukdashin. Why would you encode a law secretly that's explicit? Right? Like, I have a secret law. You're supposed to do netilat yadayim before you eat bread, and I bring you a special Kabbalistic explanation of a pasuk and gematria, but it's meforash. It's meforash. You understand the point?
Yeah.
Right. It's meforash. Yeah. So the question is, meforash in Masechet Zevachim that tameh b'mukdashin shechitato keshera. So we gave two answers. One answer was hatam. The first answer was mechila. Where in Bet Amud Bet, he says, hacha ikar, that the first answer was no. The main law of tameh b'mukdashin is in our Mishnah, because our Mishnah is talking about the laws of shechita. And hatam, it's an aideh. Hatam aideh detana she'at pesulim tana tameh b'mukdashin. The other Mishnah in Masechet Zevachim was aideh, since it mentioned who's pasul for make shechita and korban. It also mentioned other pesulim. That was the first answer. What was the Ibat Ema? You remember the Ibat Ema? The Ibat Ema was the opposite. Hatam, in the case of Masechet Zevachim, that was the main place to bring the law. Hacha, in our case, it's an idea. Since you mentioned Tameh Holin, you also mentioned Tameh Mukdashin. Okay?
Yeah.
You want to read it? Read it. I read the actual Lashon in Bet, Amud Bet, on the bottom of the page. Right? Hacha, the last word on the line. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 6. Yeah. I did the Tana She'al Pesulim. Explain. Hacha means here. Hacha means our Mishnah is the main law. Hatam means sham.
Yeah.
So why did it bring the law in Masechet Zevachim? Aideh. It was an aideh.
Yeah.
It was an aideh. Okay, since it brought She'ar Pesulim, it also brought Tameh B'Muktashin. That was one answer. Ve'ibait Ema. What does Hatam Ikar mean?
There it was the Ikar.
In Masechet Zevachim, exactly. The Bekadashim Kai. It's dealing with also Kadashim. Exactly. Hacha.
the Tana Tameh Holin Tana Me Tana Me Tameh
B'Mukdashin. Here it's an idea. Okay, we started with ideas. Now go back to Daf Gimel Amud Bet on the bottom, and now we're going to read it, and you're going to understand it. Okay. So again, V'chulam. I'm sorry. Kulhu Rabba Bar Ula la'amre. Everybody rejects Rabba Bar Ula. La'amre. They don't accept the explanation of Rabba Bar Ula. According to the answer, again, you want to reconcile. You have our Mishnah here, and you have the Mishnah in Masechet Zevachim. So according to the answer that said Hacha'ika, that our Mishnah is the Ikar, and Masekhet Zevachim, it brought the law of Tameh B'Mukdashim as an ideh. Adrabah, that answer really doesn't make any sense. Hatam Ikar. The B'Kadashim Chaye. No, I'm sorry. Masekhet Zevachim is talking about Kadashim. Obviously, the word Zevachim means Lizboah, means L'shchot. Okay? So obviously, Hatam Ikar. Okay, you can't say that Masekhet Holin is the Ikar. So that answer was not a good answer. Right. So again, leach lishana de amar tachar, according to the answer that you wanted to say that really the main law of Tameh v'Muktashin is born in our Mishnah, Adraba hatamika. Obviously, Masekhet Zevachim is the main place to bring the law of Tameh v'Muktashin. Debe kadashim ka'eh, because that's the subject. It's kadashim. But lehach lishana de amar tatamika ve'acha aideh. But according to the second answer that you gave, where you said, no, you're right. Hatamika. The real law of Tameh v'Muktashin is in Masekhet Zevachim. Ve'acha, and here it's an idea. In Masekhet Holin, it's an idea. Namely, idea de Tana Tameh v'Holin, since it brought the law of Tameh v'Holin, Tana Tameh v'Muktashin, it brings us the law of Tameh v'Muktashin. Right? So according to that answer, there's a problem. And the problem is, Tameh v'Holin gufela istarich aleh. The whole law of Tameh v'Holin, that you say that akol shochatin, even a shochet tameh can be shochet cholin shenesu al taharat hakodesh la yistarich aleh. Why? Cholin shenesu al taharat hakodesh lav kekodesh damu, because they make the pesak halacha that cholin shenesu al taharat hakodesh don't have the status of kodesh. I want to read to you Harambam. Okay, I'm reading to you. This is a little tricky, but I think it's worth the investment in time. Can you get to Harambam Ilchot Sefer Tahara?
Okay, what?